Thought I'd set myself up with a little studio for this video. Hopefully you like the new look here. I'm going to do this video, I'm going to discuss in this video, getting your house ready when you're putting it on the market, which is an interesting set of things that take place. You're talking about somebody's personal residence. You're talking about people going through their house. You're having a stranger like me telling you how you should prepare your house. And I think you'll find it interesting. So if you are interested in that, stay tuned because we're going to get into it. Anyway, my name is John Weber. I am an associate broker with Charter One Realty here in the Lowcountry of South Carolina. And it's a very, very active real estate market. Obviously, we have a lot of people moving here, retiring here, relocating here, because it's just so beautiful. And it has everything that you're looking for, outdoor lifestyle, everything else. So it's a busy real estate market. So every now and then, people contact us to come and evaluate their home, ask us questions on things that they wouldn't have to fix or things they should fix. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about that in this video. One of the things that I've discovered through the years is it's pretty amazing, and everybody's different. But if I had a real estate broker coming over to look at my home and give me advice and things like that, I'd like to think I'd be pretty prepared about the whole thing. Many, many times people are not prepared. I walk in and it's dark. I guess it's clean, but it's dark and it's not tidy. I'd say that. It's not tidy. And the homeowner has done their homework and is completely convinced that Zillow has given them the right price. And so they're waiting to see what type of a price I would give on the house. Many times we do a two-step process for listing a property down here. We like to go and look at the home, evaluate it, make some suggestions, and then we go back and then we run the numbers and look at comps, price per square foot, bedrooms, baths, condition of the home, things like that. So there are basically three things that are going to sell your home. It's price, location, and condition. Condition doesn't mean is it old and it's going to fall down. Condition means how does it look? Are things repaired? Is it tidy? Is it clean? Is there a lot of light? All kinds of things like that. One of the first things people ask me about is the roof. It's an older roof, and do they need to put a new roof on? So we look at the roof, just looking at it, and if it looks like it's in good shape, I say you don't need to spend $20,000, $25,000 on a new roof. If the roof, you can visibly see some shingles are broken and things like that, well, that's a different story. But the home inspector that the buyer is going to hire is going to come to your home and he's going to climb up on the roof and he's going to be looking around. He's also might have a drone and they're going to take a close look at the roof because in this environment, it's harsh on roofs. It's hot, it's moist. A lot of rain sometimes, so it's a different environment than up north. So the roof is a biggie. Electrical is a biggie. And I tell you what, of all the houses I've sold, I'm sure that the inspector always finds some kind of a problem with the electrical panel. It's not wired right. I don't personally know anything about electrical amps and things like that, but that's not something you have to have somebody come into your home and evaluate your electrical box. You don't really, unless it's not working. If it's not working, you should. You got to get the house in tip-top shape. And you don't need to remodel your kitchen either, but what you can do is clean it, scrub it, paint it if it's the right thing to do, put new hardware on, and dress it up and eliminate a lot of the clutter, extra dishes, bowls, things like that are laying around in the kitchen. You don't really need to do that. For years, I go into houses and I tell people because I think it's a tough adjustment for people. They've lived in their house, I don't know, 15, 20 years sometimes, and it's just in their head. I have to say, you're leaving. Somebody else is coming in. You can start to take some of the things that are in the house and put it in the garage. And just to get it out of the house and give a nice, clean appearance. Lots and lots of light. We need light. And that might mean taking your window treatments down or pulling them back and tying them so they look attractive. Floors have got to be scrubbed and cleaned. Carpets, if you have a dirty carpet and it's really obvious, you need to replace that carpet before the house is listed. Because you want to put your best foot forward. We had a listing last year, and I don't know, they spilled some red ink or something on the carpet upstairs. It looked like a crime scene. It was unbelievable. And they kind of thought, well, we'll just leave it the way it is. No, we're not leaving it the way it is. You got to replace that. And around here, if the price is $600,000 or $700,000 for, the price of the house, you got to put on a show of $600,000 or $700,000. You must maintain your home, and you have wear and tear around here in this harsh environment that we live in. So floors have got to be cleaned, scrubbed. Your carpets have obviously got to be cleaned and scrubbed. Lots and lots of light. Don't have to redo the kitchen. However, if you have Formica countertops or Corian countertops, that really shows the age of the house. So I think that's a judgment call with your real estate agent on the condition of the countertops, because kitchens and bathrooms and closets, those are biggies. They really are. And everybody's going to take a real close look at that. If you have a large closet and you have a lot of stuff hanging in the closet, not even properly folded or anything else, and you've got shoes that are just kind of scattered around, you've got to clean it all up. You really do. People are going to go in the closet and look at your personal belongings. That's the way it is. The floors clean, carpets clean, roof, you don't have to replace it, but you do want a good clean roof. You're going to have to sign a home disclosure by law stating that, has there ever been a leak in the house, or has there been anything wrong? Has there been a fire? Has there been anything? And you've got to tell the truth on that, because if you've had a leak in your house and the new person moves in and 6 months later it starts to leak again, they're going to try to find you and say, what is going on here? Because the attorneys have all the paperwork, the contracts, the disclosures, and everything else, and you just can't get into that. So lights. I mentioned the window treatments, but you've got to turn every single light on in that house when it's being shown. It's super important. I had a guy a few years ago, and I told him to turn all the lights on, and we had a showing, and the agent said it was dark, and I said, look, you got to turn the lights on. He goes, well, you pay for it then. I said, it really doesn't cost that much to turn the lights on for an hour. So, but light's a big deal. Landscaping. Landscaping is very important. You've got to make sure everything is neat and tidy. The grass is mowed, it's trimmed, the shrubs, everything, trim it all up. It's got to look absolutely fantastic. Declutter is the word of the day. You have got to take personal belongings. We've seen houses where people have tons of pictures of family going up the stairs, going down the stairs, all throughout the house. The customer walking through your home wants to envision their stuff in the house, not 45 pictures of your family, which is great for you, but it's not good for them. You're selling your house. And as I said, you are leaving. So cracks in the sidewalk and in the driveway, it's very difficult to patch that, because once you start patching that, it looks like a patch job, and it's expensive to dig up concrete or blacktop and start fixing all that stuff. So I would leave that be and not fix things like that. I would put more energy in cleaning the house, possibly repainting the kitchen cabinets. The bathroom has got to be just scrubbed. I believe you can buy a deglazer or reglazer on bathtubs and things like that. It makes them look like it's brand new. Light fixtures in the bathroom. These are very inexpensive things that you can buy that'll completely freshen up the house. And minimalistic is also the word of the day. You just don't want a lot of your personal things out there. You have to be very, very careful about prescriptions that you have in the bathroom. Hey, people go through stuff. I mean, there's horror stories about that kind of thing. So lock your prescriptions away. And on the photos, be very careful on the photos too. I mean, they take fantastic photos these days, and they use Photoshop and everything else. But people from all over the world are looking at these pictures. And you don't want a whole lot of personal information out, because, I don't know, people are weird. What can I say? So I hope you consider the John Weber team when you are listing your property and you're looking at this locally, because we can certainly come in and give you a fair market estimate on the value of your property. Zillow, as I said, is usually wrong, because they look at areas and not gated communities. And when we look at comps in gated communities, that's pretty much what we focus on, because if you have a house in Belfair that's 3,300 square feet, Zillow might be taking a 3,300 square foot house over there in another neighborhood that's not even gated. So it's just not the same thing at all. So we use gated communities and look at comps at that. And we leave no stone unturned when we're pricing properties. So I hope you found this video interesting and learned something. If you did, please subscribe to the video. I hope to put a lot more information out. One other thing. If you have a stucco house down here, stucco's a very good product and it's fine, but many times homeowners will, or buyers will bring in a company to do moisture readings behind the stucco. Sometimes water seeps in through the stucco and gets into the wood behind that, and that's not a good situation. We just had that happen to our team, and they brought in a company, and they found moisture pocket, and the homeowner said, "I'm not fixing it. I'm just not going to fix it." That's all there is to it, because it would have cost thousands. Fortunately, we were able to negotiate that out and fix that problem. But I'm telling you, they look everywhere when they're buying a house these days, and these inspection companies have all the tools. So be aware of that. Contact the John Weber team, voted best team in the Lowcountry 2 years in a row. So come see us.